In a Pickle with Gene Moore, sponsored by GeneMooreComedy.com. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I hope you got snacks. I hope you had a great week all week, and I'm welcoming you to your Friday. I hope it goes fast. I hope it's not stressful. I will tell you this. My Fridays have been stressful. Every Friday, let me know if I shouldn't talk about this, Chris, because we can start over. But every Friday, I have a day job, and that day job has been laying people off just because of business demands, and I get that. But people go, and then we never talk about why they're gone or who left. It really messes with me, and it really... I just go to work and I just want to poop as soon as I get to work. My boss called me Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, oh my God, here it is. I'm laid off. Oh God. Just the fact, Chris, that I have to, I don't know, get into a suit and interview again. Oh God. And you know, people are dumb. They're going to ask me dumb questions like, what kind of animal do you think you are? You know, do you ask that people when you interview?
No.
Okay.
When you interview someone, they ask you what kind of animal you're going to be?
Yeah, it's stupid questions like, give me a time, they try to figure out your problem-solving skills or what kind of person you are. One time somebody asked me, if you could be any kind of animal in the world, what would you be? I said a dolphin because I could beat up sharks. Yeah, and I got the job.
No, in this employment market, I'm just like, are you breathing? Do you have a pulse?
Oh, thank God.
You're hired.
I don't have to wear a suit. That would be nice. I don't think my suit can fit. This is, you really know when you're gaining weight when you go to a wedding or a funeral and you try on your suit and you're like, shit, I'm fat. Because my weight, I've been losing weight and gaining weight, and it's been really, I've been riding my bike and then I was losing weight and then, I started to feel like, I was skinny. And
Why hasn't someone invented an adjustable suit? Because everyone has that problem. Like, you have your suit in your closet, you never wear it, someone dies, and you're like, oh, I got to get that suit, and it doesn't fit.
In a Pickle wants to know, why hasn't somebody made this? You know what, Chris? We're going to do it. We're going to make it. You know what? If I get laid off, I'm going to make suits for fat people and skinny people like me. I go up and down.
That adjusts.
An
adjustable suit for funerals and weddings.
And you know who my first customer is going to be? Chris Christie. I really he has my body shape. I look at him and I'm like, that could be my president. I really, if he wasn't so crazy, I'm starting to hear Republicans that aren't crazy that appeal to me now. Like William Hurd. Have you heard of him?
I've not heard of William Hurd.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, Gene Moore's in a pickle. I'm in the hot seat. Let's talk about who's in a pickle this week. Why are people throwing things at celebrities on stage? Do you seen this? Did you see the Cardi B thing where she asked people to throw water on her, and then she said, don't get my face? And somebody threw it at her face, and she hit him with a microphone. You seen it?
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. They throw stuff at Harry Styles all the time. It's indicative of the people. I mean, I love straight people, but your kids are bitches. God, they are just terrible human beings.
Sorry, I'm going to adjust the camera.
And I know they always say every generation is bad, but God, they are just, what it reminds me of? Nobody talks about the baby boomers and how entitled they are with that bullshit of the customer's always right and they act like animals. It's like their kids were somewhat normal. And then, like, my generation came, which were the latchkey children, which we had to learn to survive and not get kidnapped and raped. That was my growing up. One time I went to the grocery store because my mom ran a business, and my job was to go. She would do hair in the business, and in my job, have I talked about this on the podcast, my job? And I would have to go and get women.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to go get their...
when they were getting their hair done, I was the runner. And if they needed to get a can of pork and beans or they needed cigarettes or vodka or tampons, I had to go get tampons. I'm 8 years old and I know the difference between a heavy flow and a light flow day. I shouldn't. I'm 8. But these are skills I'm going to put on my resume. But if I have to interview, you think that what kind of problem are you? I'm a problem solver. No, but it's crazy. It's these kids are. I hope it's kids and not adults. People are just, Chris. Everyone is just an asshole lately. It's just, I think Donald Trump has brought out that everyone thinks it's okay to be an asshole, and. let's be real. America is what it is because of the assholes. You know what I mean? We do appreciate what you've done for our country, but could you bring it down a notch? I mean, I'm gay. I love assholes, but you can't be an asshole all the time, for God's sakes. Come on. Everyone just wants to be the biggest asshole.
It's a competition.
It is terrible. Maybe it was always like this and I didn't notice it. I don't know. Do you know? Has it always been like this?
I don't know. Maybe with like social media, we're just seeing it more. But no, I think people are just losing their minds.
No, and nobody's taking responsibility for shit. I don't know. I blame the Kardashians. Somehow the Kardashians are at fault here because, they're famous for doing nothing. My mom died when I was really young in high school, and I learned entitlement is not an option. Like, life is mean. My mom was 37 when she died.
Wow.
Like, entitlement, people. I mean, you're not entitled to anything in this life. Life is mean. It's just gonna happen, and you're gonna have a heart attack, or you're gonna get stroke face. Like, I don't know. I just think we just need to be nicer. That's kind of where I was at, but now I'm at a fork in the road, Chris. I'm at a fork in the road where I'm like, do I continue being nice? Because I say to myself every day, I serve God and not man. So if men are mean to me, or human beings are mean, I just try to absolve it and just try to move on. But I am getting tired of always taking the high road.
It's hard.
It is, and I'm like,
it's very hard.
Maybe I should just be an asshole and just be king of the assholes, and I think I'd be really good at it.
You'd be good at it.
You
would excel in that category.
Oh my God, I never would put my card away. I would tell people off.
There was a time in your life
I was angry. I was an angry person, and I had to deal with my demons,
Yeah.
So, and I just think people, in 2023, we all know people are acting out of insecurity or trauma, right? We know that. So just get it together. Go to therapy, for God's sake, and quit throwing stuff at people when they're on stage performing. And, put plastic up so they can't throw shit at you.
They're going to have to do that for these
who
musicians.
Did that after, I don't know if this is cool to talk about, but after COVID, Andrew Dice Clay, he came to the House of Comedy and he made them put up a plexiglass.
What?
Yeah, there's plexiglass all on the thing. Yeah, I thought
that's extra.
I thought that was cool. I'm like, yes, you haven't had a hit in years, but you could demand that. I want that kind of power.
Well, and someone like him to demand that, like, he's known for just being a douchebag.
But I think he's really nice.
Do you think so?
I do. I think it's an act. I think, he was huge. People don't give him the credit he deserves. He was selling out arenas like Steve Martin. He was huge.
Well, I've seen some of his old stuff from like the early 80s.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that material could not.
I know, isn't it wonderful?
He could not get away with that today.
I think it's wonderful.
It was really inappropriate.
It was really inappropriate. When I go back and I listen to Eddie Murphy, because I loved Eddie Murphy, and I was shocked at how many times he said faggot in his.
Oh yeah, a
lot. So I don't know. It's just I don't get people thrown. I don't get mean people. Just be nice. And I know it's hard. I struggle every day, but for God's sakes, every day I pray. When I go, I have a day job where people talk to me like I'm a turd. They just, they are. And they know that we're understaffed and they don't care. And, it is what it is. I don't get mad. It's really my own fault because I prayed one day to God for strength. And he's like, well, let me just send you assholes so you can learn how to be strong. But I do. I pray every day, God, just help me. Just help me to get through this day. Let me be good. And then God says, look at me, Gene. I look up and he's like, girl, you ain't nobody's bitch. You ain't nobody's bitch. That's what the Lord tells me.
That's what he says to you?
Yes, that's what he says to me. When the Lord talks to me, he's like, girl, you don't need that sandwich. You're getting too chubby. That's what the Lord says, And people could get mad and say that's, blasphemy for God to call me girl. But that's the people that believe that Donald Trump is a Christian.
Right.
And they're like, no, God is with him. God's not going to be with a man who cheats on his wife when she's pregnant, stealing money from little kids with cancer. And then, in Arizona, we stood in line to vote, and he was going to take away our right to vote just because he wanted to win. People paid the price for me to vote. They lost their limbs over in World War II. I mean, for God's sake, I filed paperwork so I could have a right to vote. I don't know. I just don't get that. So
Crazy.
it is a crazy time, but I will tell you this, Chris. I want to tell you, I've been seeing things differently because I took a little time off just to kind of relax and I feel like I'm out of sync. But one of the things, I have a spirit guide. Her name is Wanda. She used to be a smoker. She talks like this, and I know you don't like this when I talk about Wanda, but she's real to me. Wanda, one of the blessings I have is she likes to be in the house when there's flowers in here, and you got plastic flowers, and life is a little bit off. Do you know what's been off? And I've been thinking, where is it off? It's because we don't have real flowers in this house. Wanda likes flowers.
Okay, but real flowers are expensive to buy every single week.
Chris, I'm at a fork in the road, bitch. I need to have flowers in this house. So
Wanda needs to downsize and get used to our plastic flowers.
You don't know my spirit guide. You don't know my spirit guide. Anyways, I struggle. I'm telling you, I know it's hard. If you're out there and you're like me and you're nice and you feel like you're invisible, I hear you. I know we're struggling. I know you could do like me. I have an account. It's called FUN. Fuck you, National Bank and Trust. And that's when you say something crazy to me, I just sometimes take it and I make a deposit, but I don't forget. You know what I mean? And one day you're going to go too far. You're going to get all them withdrawals because, the overdrafts are real. So it is, I try to be kind, and it's a struggle to be kind, isn't it?
It is.
I really
it's
am.
Hard.
It is, and I'm at that point where I'm like, fuck it. Let me just be angry. So I don't know. Before I get myself too crazy into that, I do want to go into my friend of the week. Can I do my friend of the week?
Sure, you can do whatever you want.
It's
your show.
I know, and this show has helped me with. I know people may not get the point of it, but it is like material on steroids. It's helping me write new stuff. So,
and last week you got 1 million hits. I don't know if you knew that.
1 million hits. Wow.
Or 10.
Okay, or 10.
One or the other.
10 or who can count? Pardon my math. I'm not good at it. I don't know, but I want to talk about my friend of the week. Friend of the week. God, I wish I could sing. I'd be a real menace to society if I could sing, Chris. My friend of the week is Curtis Holloman. He's a comedy snob. He's the one that he likes like Joe Rogan and Burt Kreischer, and he's always like, that's comedy, Gene. And, he always pushes me. And, he's Midwest, and he doesn't let me get away with bullshit. And I really appreciate that, I do. He calls me out on my bullshit. And I think everybody needs a friend like that.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, you can't have people that just, tell you yes all the time. You end up like Kanye West. Crazy. He's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone all his friends are on his payroll. You need a real person to tell you crazy. Did you see him wearing no shoes with them big arms? He dresses crazy, but
he wears leggings.
You know what?
He's a grown man wearing leggings.
But you know what? This is 2023, and if that's what he wants to do with his coins, then let's let him. You know what I mean? Is he hurting anybody? Is he?
My eyes.
Yeah, I know. I want a stare refund, bitch. What am I staring at? I'm confused. I don't know. So this is my friend of the week, Curtis. I'm trying to think. Curtis is funny because I met Curtis when we were working on the same job. It was a job that he hated because he had no patience for tomfoolery. He's very smart and he has a lot of common sense, and so he has to deal with people that were challenged. And so he used to yell every day and just be angry, and then he would always be on the phone, and he was just mad all the time. But I liked it because it made me laugh. You know what I mean? He's so broken. That's why I love a broken bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite. But Curtis, I love you. Thank you for being my friend. Sorry to drink, but he really is pushing me. He really is pushing for me to do a quality podcast. He said he'll watch it when it gets good. So I'm sorry you'll never see this, Curtis. I'm sorry you're never going to see this.
He said he won't watch this until it gets good?
Not in so many words, but I know. I know, but he does check on me. You dropped your new podcast this week? Okay, he makes sure I'm on it. So I really appreciate him. So I do.
He just doesn't listen to it.
No, but you know what I like about him? because he's super straight, and I love having friends that are diverse. And I need I learned a lot of things from Curtis. Was it Curtis or I have so many straight friends. I don't know. Like, did you know this, Chris? That straight men don't own jock straps. Did you know that? There's none in their drawers. I'm like, you don't want your lady friend to have a good night? Like, they don't see the need or the value in having a jock strap. I'm like, how can you make sweet love without a jock strap? That blew my mind. And that inside information is what I get, into the straight world on how they think. Because straight men are hilarious to me. They're so, I don't know, what's the word?
Simple.
Is it simple, or what?
Content.
They're content.
They're super simple, but super complicated at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know. I just really appreciate Curtis and his manliness. He's, I don't know. I think it's very cool to have. Do you have any straight friends?
Yeah.
Who's your straight friend?
Ooh,
you went into the.
I don't have any friends. So.
Well, I'm your friend. I'll be your friend. So
You're my
know.
one friend.
Yeah, I know. Well, when we lived in Missouri, we had a lot of friends. But here in Arizona, the gays are funny.
Yeah, I feel like everyone here is funny.
Yeah, they're a little funny. Like,
Arizona's a weird state to
and
live
plus,
in.
I'm not a really good gay. I said it before. I have a gag reflex and no ass. I'm the worst gay in the world, I wish if I come back again, I'd be like a super gay. Like, I'd be mayor of Pound Town and I'd live in Manassas, something really gay, and I would make dildos.
What?
I know, it's crazy. That's what I would do with my time. And I'd make suits for people that go fat to skinny. That's what I would do. And I would be a nice person, That's what I want to do. Is that wrong?
No.
Okay, I just think that's good. Let's go into questions. You know what I want to talk about? Nobody's talking about the segment. Nobody's talking about it. And you know what nobody's talking about in this country? Food. I was watching YouTube because that's all I watch. I watch The Righteous Gemstones and YouTube. It's the only thing that's good on TV anymore. And hacks. I love hacks. But on YouTube, I was watching this show, how they make imitation crab. And so I would say, how long have I been eating the sushi? Not that long, right?
Yeah, you just got into sushi.
And I started to like it. I don't like all of it because I live in Arizona. It's a desert here. Why am I going to eat raw fish? That doesn't make sense to me. Could somebody help me with that? It don't make sense. So, but I was starting to like the sushi, but I like that Philadelphia roll where they put the cream cheese in there. And oh, Lord, is so good to me. I know God's like, girl, you don't need that. But I was really digging it. And then, it's part of my weekly routine. Every Saturday I get my haircut. I go to the Fry's where the rich people shop. And I love it because they have
it's fancy fries.
Fancy fries, and they have the rich ladies. They sit there. They have like a wine bar, and they just get drunk. And
it is the nicest grocery store. Yeah, they have a bar, valet parking.
Yeah, it's so I love it. Well, sometimes people are a little rude. Like I was looking at lunch meat, and this lady was trying to rush me. And she kind of grabbed over me, and I'm like, I'm not done. You don't see me here.
Well, they're uptight, wealthy people who are in a hurry.
They're Karens.
Yeah, it is a grocery store full of Karens.
It is full of Karens, and I'm there for it. I do it. They entertain me. There's some dangerous things. I've done dangerous things. I went to the military. I've gone to the zoo. I'm going to go to this Fancy Fries with the Karens and try to survive.
And they have a dress code. Did you know that?
I do know that.
It's Lululemon. You can't go in that store if you're not wearing Lululemon.
They're sweet, but what I like about them are the ladies where their husbands are executives, because I give them all a backstory. And their husbands are at the golf course, and they're just in there. They're bored. Their kids are at college, so they're just in there drinking wine. And they always try to flirt with me. I'm like, ladies, this bitch is taken. This flower is promised to another. But I do enjoy them Karens, They're on a degree of Karenness. But, when a Karen is on wine, they're a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah.
I do. But why was I talking about that? Oh, because part of my Saturday thing, I go get my haircut and then I go to the Fancy Fries and I get the sushi there because the nice people are making it right there, and then you pick it out. But then I saw the video on YouTube of how they make imitation crab, and it's gross. It's not even. It's so gross, and it's so. I can't believe I'm putting that in my body. What else am I putting in my body?
Isn't it like the leftover fish from the factory that they pick up off the floor and like regurgitate and make it?
That they didn't show me that video. The video
I could be wrong. That's what I was told though. Like imitation crab meat is like the leftover fish. And don't they bleach it too to make it white?
Yeah, and then they put it like in a taffy thing, and they make it like taffy, and then they add some red dye to make it look like it. Here all this time I thought I was eating crab. I didn't know. Is crab extinct or something? Why?
Well, crab is hard to catch, and it's expensive.
You know, one of the things I do want to try, ever since I saw that Barbara Streisand special on Netflix, at the end of her concert, she's so bougie. She gets she's in, I don't know where, she's on the West Coast, and she has special delivery. They fly it in from Miami, Florida, I think. Stone crab in this key lime pie. And she's just in there after the concert, and they're all in there, and they're just eat. Oh my God! I'm like, Barbara, Babs, you have a great life. Do you know what I'm talking about? The stone crab?
Yeah, I'm laughing. Is she the self-proclaimed environmentalist? Like having crab flown
Well,
in?
you know, that's how we Democrats are. We're hypocritical. We want other people to do things and recycle, but not us. You know, recycling is hard, though. I know. You know,
you have to separate your plastic.
I know, and you have to read the directions on what is recyclable and what's not. And I don't even think they're recycling stuff, right? I don't know.
Well, I've heard that like only a very small percentage of the plastic you throw away gets recycled.
You know what, Chris? I'm thinking right now what we could do is make suits out of plastic, and make them, like they can go up, or you can be fat or skinny in it. I love it, and I'll be the spokesperson because I would love to it because that's what I do. So I don't know, and nobody's talking about all the fake food that is going in, and all the there's certain food that isn't allowed in Europe. Like Gatorade.
There's a lot of food that they don't allow in Europe.
And Skittles.
Is in everything we eat.
I know. I saw the list. It was like everything I enjoy. Little Debbie snack cakes. The only bitch I'll ever eat. Gone off the list. I know. It's a very terrible time. But
well, wasn't it? Didn't you do this on one of your episodes about the lady that found an old hamburger that was still good from years ago?
She did. She put it in her closet. It was like the 25th anniversary of McDonald's, and it was just like in the 80s or something, I think. And she pulled it out of her closet like last year, and then made a video of how it looked. And it was, that is in your body. That is in our bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody needs to do something. I swear to God, if this comedy thing don't work out, I'm going to run for Congress and just work on getting real crab meat and sushi, and then go back home to Phoenix. You can't be in Washington too long. You'll get crazy. Let's talk about Washington. Ted, what's his name? Mitch O'Connell?
Mitch McConnell.
I don't mean to glamorize drugs, but there was a time in Gene Moore's life where he had to do designer drugs. And because I'm gay. It's part of the rules. And one of them was Special K. And I'm sorry if your mom is listening. It was a very bad phase I went through. But Mitch McConnell was in a K-hole. That is a K-hole all day. He was doing... And what Special K is it's an animal tranquilizer. And, and if you want the good shit, you don't want the horse tranquilizer. That's what weak bitches do. You want what they take elephants or lions down. You know what I mean?
My God.
I know. We'd pay extra for the tough one. It was hard to make and get, but Mitch McConnell, Coke in the White House, Special K in the Senate. Why am I not in Congress? They're having a party and I'm not there. Am I tardy to the party? Remember that song, Tardy to the Party? Yeah, I need a theme song like that. I don't know. Isn't that crazy, though? He was in a K-hole on the... And I know people are like, be nice. Is Mitch McConnell nice to us?
Nope.
He's... I know we're supposed to be good human beings, but good Lord, it's hard to be nice to him.
He just annoys me because he looks like a turtle.
Everyone says that, I know. And, we really are coming to a point where we need to put age limits. Like 85 should be the limit, or 80. Senator Dianne Feinstein, just last week, they had to tell her how to vote. She was so confused. She didn't know. Oh, just say yes, say aye. Like,
Wow.
they need to send her home. Where is her family? Like, hopefully, somebody. Ray would say, "Girl, you need to go home. You don't make. You're drooly." I know Ernesto would. Ernesto's a bitch. Ernesto would be like, "You look crazy."
Well, any other job out there, when you get to a certain age, if you can't do the job, you get let go.
Well, you self-select out because you can't keep up with everybody and all the changes. And
the thing is, this is a job where they're making decisions for the country.
I know. But in real life, like at a company, young people have a way of getting rid of old people because they're so bitchy. Young people, they think because they know how to work a phone that they're smart. You don't have experience. Shut up and sit down. That's what I want to say sometimes. But we treat old people in this country like crap, and that's a shame. Because I really love old people. I'm telling you, I can't wait to be old and say things like the whole kit and caboodle and catty corner. I can't wait to be old and eat those little Werthers.
You literally do all of that right now.
I don't do you know what I do? That's a little white trashy. Is I eat those circus peanuts.
They're so gross. They're so gross.
I know, but I love them.
Oh, they're gross.
There was a time where they came back for a little bit, and they were a hit, and they were, they'd have root beer, great flavored. One time I had a party when I was in school. I think, yeah, it's when I met Joe Basila, and I was in school, and, when you have a party and your college friends come over and you have a little dinner party, but I didn't know what to throw because I'm not a good cook. So I got my favorite food. I thought that would be theirs. I thought I'll just give them what I like to eat. And I got like a 3-pound bag of Ore-Ida French fries. And then I put like 5 cans of chili and so many onions and cheese. And I made no-bake cookies. And then I didn't have any money for dessert. So I took circus peanuts and I cut them in half and put toothpicks in them and was walking around. And was like, I was so proud of myself. And people were like, "What is this?" Joe Basila to this day makes fun of me for having circus peanuts as an hors d'oeuvre. But to me, that was classy. You know what I mean?
That's bougie.
That's very bougie. And I'm like, what? I cut it in half. If I think back, I should have at least put like a marshmallow and a maraschino cherry on it. I would have done that now.
That would have made it so much better.
Yeah. So, I got tips. I got skills. So what was I talking about, Chris? I
have no idea.
I get so lost.
Oh, Mitch McConnell, politicians in a pickle. Like who's in a?
Yeah.
I know. Where you do? I don't know.
I know. We're hungry. We
Who
record
are we?
Who are? What's happening?
Where are we?
Are we? Do I just vote aye? Do I say aye? Is this my call? Am I old? Is it time? That's what I was going to talk about. Old people, young people make old people feel intimidated and they have to quit,
Yeah.
I know. They tried to do it at my job. They tried. This girl kept saying, "How old are you? How old are you?" And I'm like, "You better stop, girl, because I'm not going to play." There's a certain way you confront a gay man and talk to a gay man, and there's certain things we don't talk about, okay? We're not going to talk about how many people we slept with unless we're with our gal pal friends. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. That's what girls do. Girls tell all their secrets, and then they fight with each other and use that information later.
They do.
And
yeah.
I'm not falling for that. No.
Yeah.
Be your enemy, and I'm going to give you all the talking points. I created that game, bitch. Get someone else. But anyways, it's a crazy time, and I just think it's time for age limits to be in Washington.
I do think there should be like a company policy at every company that you can't ask someone their age.
Well, they try. It's called ageism. They try.
But people still, how old are you? How old are you?
I know.
None of your business.
They think they're so smart because they know how to work a cell phone. Like. You know what? If you lose that cell phone, do you even know north and south? I don't. I don't even know how to change a tire. So I'm going to be nice to all people. I love old people. I used to volunteer to help people with a vote, because I thought, somebody needs to go in there and do that. But now I'm kind of scared to go and volunteer to help people vote with those crazy people.
Right.
I don't know. So I don't know. I know next week I'm going to be happy, Chris. I'm doing my civic duty. I go on jury duty next week.
Oh, is it next week?
Yeah, I can't wait. I've already got my outfits picked out.
What day was it again? Is it the 10th?
August 10th. It's a Wednesday. I'm ready. I just can't decide. I got two. I don't know if I want to wear a suit. I was thinking of a suit with no tie. What do you think? A suit with no tie? Because it says, like, I'm professional, but not taking myself too serious. What do you think? I don't want to be in shorts.
You're going to get your Condoleezza Rice look.
Yeah, I'm going to get my Condoleezza Rice wig. You know what I mean? It's like a judge people.
That's Danielle's joke.
I know. I love Danielle Williams. She has a Condoleezza Rice wig. But I do feel like, I'm excited to be on there. And there's a certain case that I don't know if it's coming up, but I would love. And I've been praying to it. And God's like, girl, you're going to get that case. So,
Oh.
Yeah. You can't say it because if you say it, then they'll pull it and they'll pull me from the case.
Oh.
Yeah. So fingers crossed that dreams come true. I really should be focusing on a TV credit, but really I want this. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited though, Chris. But anyways, Chris, let's go to questions that I have not heard. And these are questions that I have not heard before that Chris has given to me to prepare, to flesh out material so that we're going to go back and we're going to structure all of these shows and try to find out the best material to do jokes. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, first question.
Yes, right here.
What is the first thing you're going to buy when you become a million? I can't talk.
When I get money.
What is the first thing you're going to buy when you become a millionaire?
Okay, I want a soda machine in my house, and I want a urinal, and I want a TV. I did a casino show once where they had a TV embedded into the mirror. I want that. I want a urinal in my bathroom and a soda machine. And that's because, and I need to think about it because I used to think that being rich meant that you had a refrigerator with an ice machine. Remember that? And that I paid extra for that refrigerator we had because it had an ice machine. We barely use it.
No.
But I think I will use a soda machine. You know?
Yeah, I think as long as we can get LaCroix, would that be an option?
I think so. Yeah.
Or AHA water?
I just want, what I love, Chris, is I love Sonic ice cubes. They're the best. Sonic drinks are, sometimes you just need a fountain drink to feel good. Like when life isn't good and you just want to feel okay, get yourself a Polar Pop.
Yeah.
Or a Big Gulp. They have different names wherever you live in the country. What did they call them where you lived?
Polar Pop. But they have a lot of 7-Elevens. So there's the Big Gulp.
Oh, do they have Circle K where you live?
Yeah.
It is interesting that Circle K brings out all the crystal meth. Isn't that crazy?
You want to buy some crystal meth, you just find a Circle K.
Or a hooker.
Or a hooker.
It's gross.
Everything you need to buy that's illegal will be found at a Circle K.
I know. It's so crazy because, we have a Shell gas station and a Circle K, and it's just close to each other, and it's,
It's the Circle K.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to buy. What are you going to buy when you get rich?
Oh, gosh.
From our money for making suits that fit fat and skinny people at the same time. We need a really catchy name for it,
Yeah. A jacuzzi. I really want a jacuzzi.
A jacuzzi? You need to think bigger, girl.
Oh, a urinal is bigger?
Did I tell you it was going to be black? A
black urinal?
Yeah, I think that's rich.
Nice.
And a black toilet seat with, the porcelain's going to be black. I think that is nice.
Something else for me to clean. Nice.
No, you know what? You can't clean because you don't know if it's dirty. Yeah. Yeah, it's skid marks in there.
Smart.
Nobody will know. I'm rich. I don't care. So that's what I want to buy. Mm-hmm.
No, I want a jacuzzi. I kind of want a bidet, too. I just feel like a bidet is such a,
Chris,
rich people status thing.
I feel like you're embarrassing me. I could buy you a bidet right now if you wanted it. I could go onto Amazon. In fact, Joe Basilla, when I stayed at his house, has a bidet, Chris. It's I think it was $1,500. And the seat heats up.
Dang.
I know, we don't need that here in Phoenix.
No.
Turn on the water and it's
one that's air conditioned, maybe. Oh. Is there an air conditioned bidet?
You know what? Let's make one. We're going to make that after our suits. We're going to be busy. What else do you got?
Forget your comedy career. We're just going to...
Yeah, well, it's not happening anyway, so let's go move on to... Yeah. You know what, though, Chris? I did a show last night, and I was overhearing the young comics talk about their reels and their uploads, and I just think it's so cool. I mean, it's challenging that comedy always changes. Just when you think you got it, you got to do, I just thought you needed jokes, you needed an hour, you needed this. But now you need to be a film editor. It just never quits. And you got to be skinny like Matt Rife. It's just too much.
Too much.
I don't think in the suit making business it's like that. Just make suits.
Right.
Next question that I haven't heard before.
You kind of sort of answered this earlier, but you can elaborate a little bit more.
Yes.
What is your honest opinion regarding today's youth?
I love them. I really do love young people. I love how they look at the world and they're not racist and they don't like homophobia and they're equal. They treat women equally. I like that. I don't like how entitled they are and how they grew up in a world that is different and they have no compassion for anyone that grew up different. I once got told off by someone that was Mexican that I am too nice to white people. And I'm like, you have to consider I grew up in a different generation where they would just kill you. They would kill you. Like they would literally. I remember when I was young, where was I going? I can't remember what I was doing. Oh, I got a job and I was moving to Texas, San Antonio. I lived in San Antonio for a while. And my grandfather told me there's this town when you go through Arkansas in Texas at the beginning, the KKK is there. Do not stop and get gas. Get gas before or get gas after. Do not mess around. Do not get a hotel. If you talk to anyone in that town, you be super respectful because they will kill you. Because he knew people. He had a friend that they skinned alive.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So it was a different generation where we had to be more accommodating, and now we don't so much anymore. But it's young people haven't experienced that, and they have no patience for how they feel that gay people, because young gay people feel this way too, that we're too accommodating. And in a certain respect, they're right. But all the changes that we had took time. It took time. Right. We were just watching a documentary last night. It was talking about gay panic, where you could kill a gay person and get away with it because there's a legal defense called gay panic, because a gay man would come onto you and you could kill them. Like it was a totally different generation. So I like young people. I just wish they were more tolerant. That's the wrong word. I don't think they should be tolerant. I just wish they were more compassionate to their own. To their own, to not be so quick to judge as, people are trying. I think I have seen the difference in this country. I have, when I served in the military, it wasn't okay to be gay, and now it's okay, So now we're adding the transgender people, and I fear for them. They kill themselves. They have a high suicide rate. They get beat up a lot. So we have to help. We have to work together. So did I answer it? Was I too serious? I generally like young people. I do. They really they inspire me.
Okay. Yeah. That was good. A little politically correct, but it was good.
Is it politically correct? I mean, they are annoying. They are annoying. I'm not going to say they're not annoying. Like the way but you know what? I was the same way. Like I thought I knew everything when I was young, and and I was arrogant, and I was, to this day, like if I go to the grocery store, old people bother me because they always crowd me. They get right up on me. They're always in a hurry. Where are they going? Old people are always in a hurry. Always in a hurry, and they're always cranky. I'm like, enjoy life. You made it. You're retired? Like,
I have learned the people that are in the biggest hurry in this world are really old people with nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Like people with jobs aren't in that big of a hurry. But you're an old person with nowhere to go.
I know. It's weird. It's like poor people. They don't really poor people and really rich people, they're exactly the same. Like when really poor people go to a fast food restaurant, they expect $1 million service for $1.59. It's unreal.
Yeah.
But working class people, we understand, somebody called out sick today. That's why they're moving slow, or, we get it. We understand. Fellow workers, we get it.
Yeah.
So
I think, my opinion on today's youth, because you asked.
Oh, yes, Chris, what is your opinion? Wait a minute, Chris. Could you tell me and share your opinion. But remember, you have a job and you don't want to get fired.
Yes, no, I have to be a little politically correct too. I think that today's youth, I love how hopeful they are.
Yeah.
I love how they, have this vision of everyone gets along and
Yeah.
you can truly be yourself. They are way too sensitive.
Very sensitive.
Oh my God.
They are very
Their world runs on their emotions and feelings.
I know. Isn't that crazy? We were always...
And they will shut stuff down if their feelings get hurt.
And like when I was raised, we were like, I'll punch you in the fucking throat if you get up in your feelings. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But obviously, I would say you look at the world that we have brought in, and maybe it's not the best. Maybe it is the best way to be more emotional, I guess. I will say this: don't you like the way that young dads are? They're really good with their kids.
Oh, dads have changed the game.
Yeah, dads are cool now.
Like, my generation, like a dad worked and, wasn't like really involved in the kids or their lives, but dads are I feel like maybe not in all cases, but a lot of cases, the dad is more involved in the kids than the moms now. Moms want to party.
Yeah, well, God bless
Moms
them.
just want to party these days.
Well, my dad taught me how to drive a car in a stick, and it was terrifying. Terrifying. You're going to ruin my clutch. What's going on with the clutch? You're going to run the clutch. Turn off that dome light. You'll kill people. It was terrifying. I learned how to drive in a stick. Because, and you know what? I'm thankful because in the military, everything was a struggle for me, but we had to drive Jeeps in the military, and I had that down. I knew how to do that. I'm like, I got this, girls. Get in the car. We got this. We're going to go get snacks. Mm-hmm. You know what was really hard for me to drive, though? The Humvee. Do you know what a Humvee is?
Yeah.
The Hummer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard because I have a small...
Wait, like a real Hummer or like one of those fake...
No, it was a real
fake
Hummer.
Hummers. You know what I'm talking about? The fake Hummers?
Yeah, no, it was a real Hummer. So my job was I drove the captain or the colonel. Somebody I drove around, and I always had to go get the car. And then, like, if we went on a bivouac thing, we'd have to go 70 miles in this. And my head is small, so I had to put, like, socks in my helmet. Because my helmet would always fall and cover my face, and you have to wear your helmet when you drive, and it would always cover my eyes. So many times they almost killed us. So many times. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Yeah, next question. Did I answer about young people? I love them.
Yes. Long story short, love them.
Love them. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm worried about being in the old folks' home, though, because they're going to quit their job.
Yeah. They get their feelings hurt, and they'll just walk off.
God, babies.
Yeah.
That's what we say, but really, we're jerks.
Okay.
You know what? I think we were just beat into no compassion, and we just expect everyone to be like us.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're the ones in the right. Maybe we're all supposed to be super sensitive and emotional and cry if we don't get our way.
I think so. We're going to find out when we meet Jesus.
All right, next question.
Yes, right here.
Which of the many chores that I do for you would you say I excel in?
Next question. No, can I hear it again?
Which of the many chores that I do for you would you say I excel in?
I'm going to answer that question back with a question. You make it sound like I don't do anything here. I work a lot. Can you at least acknowledge
you're
that?
right. I just have a little part-time job.
No. But, I work, and then I come home, and then I run to shows. Like, I'm always crazy. And I appreciate everything you do. And
That's
it's
all
going
I'm
to
looking
pay.
for. That's all I'm looking for.
I appreciate everything
Thank
that you do. And I say the thing that I love the most, I think, is the way you fold my shirts. I have a lot of T-shirts. And
Thank you, Eddie Bauer.
I know. Remember when you... Chris had a job at Eddie Bauer. And I remember when we first started dating, I went through his phone book. And I'm like, who's this guy? Who's Eddie Bauer? Don't you mess with my man.
Eddie Bauer.
Do you remember, did we ever talk about our first date? Do you remember our first date where we went? You get everything wrong. Do you remember? You don't even know our anniversary date.
You say Culpeppers?
It was Culpeppers.
Okay.
And you know how I know that? Because I was eating chicken wings, and you told me, you must have grew up poor because you really don't even eat meat on them bones. I was like, oh.
Those chicken wings were
Where do you think
dry.
our first date was?
Like Culpeppers.
I remember the first time I met you, you wanted nothing to do with me. I remember talking to you and you were like, you did not, I don't know why. Was it because I was so fabulous?
I was in party mode at that time in my life.
Yeah, well.
Well, thank you for acknowledging that I do a good job with your chores. It's sad that I had to, call you out in front of your millions of viewers. But
millions of viewers. I will say this. I think I take care of you equally well. Do you not agree?
No, you do.
Okay.
I appreciate everything you do.
I know anytime anything, I always want you to have better than me or the best. Like whenever it's time to get a new cell phone, you get the new one and I get your old hand-me-down. When we get a new car, I make sure you drive the new car and I drive the older one. I always do that.
Yeah.
So please.
Well, and plus you're really hard on stuff, so you know that it's...
Oh, my God. Is there anything you like about me? Is there anything? Chris, this is a podcast to develop material, not to go over our relationship. I can make an appointment to a therapist, and we can be in our feelings. Do you want to go and talk about our love language? I think that we would both kill ourselves.
I don't have time. I'm too busy doing chores.
I know. The T-shirt folding is really cool. I really do like that. I do. And I like how everything is spick and span clean. I don't like how you throw away my stuff, though. Like, I don't even know it's missing. I know you threw away this, when we were poor, the first thing we ever bought was a pitcher. Am I saying the word right?
Oh, my God, that was so long ago.
I'm never going to forget it. And we bought it together. It was the first major purchase we bought because we were so poor. And you threw it away, and I remember looking for it. I had used it in 10 years, but I wanted to use it. I was going crazy looking for it. You're like, oh, I threw that away. You always throw away my stuff, and I don't know it until I'm looking for it.
And you always save everything that we don't ever need.
Chris, I need things to put in my museum. I'm sorry you don't believe in me. And I'm going to have a museum. I need that. I won't have anything good in there because you throw it away. And I hope I don't have any T-shirts left because you buy them on gmorecomedy.com. The T-shirts are the candles. But what's the next question? Questions I haven't heard before.
By the way, where's the museum going to be?
My museum?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I'm from.
Sad.
Is it sad?
I don't know.
I know. I in Grand Rapids, we're famous for the Calder. Have you ever heard of the Calder?
No.
It's this famous architecture. It's this huge, big red monstrosity of steel, and it's the Calder. And this guy, he designed it, and every year around June we do the arts festival, and it's amazing, Chris. And then I remember this as a kid. You would see like folk singers, you'd see artists, they'd paint on your face. The whole city would come and everyone got along. It was always cool. All the news people would be down there, and we would do you know Helen Thomas? Helen Thomas, do you remember her? Helen Thomas, she was a White House news reporter for the longest time. Her niece, Susan G. Hall, was our news reporter at the time, and she was like the big celeb. So we would all get excited when we saw Susan G. Hall or Steve Kameko. They were our big news anchors, and I loved it, and it was very artsy, and I remember once when I was a kid, it was too crowded, and we were standing, and it was like the only place we could see was like it was behind stage, and it was comedians going up, and I remember seeing a comedian, like he was getting ready to go on stage, but you could see the backstage, and he just kept pacing, and I'm like, what is he pacing? What is he doing? And now I get it. He's trying to get his material together. Yeah. So next question.
Which Sex and the City girl are you?
I don't watch that show because I'm a man.
You've watched that show.
I think if I am, I think I would be the annoying girl. What's her name? The one that was married to the guy with the bald head.
Oh.
I don't even know that show. I just did not. There's certain shows that they want us gay people to like, and I couldn't get into that, or Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, I didn't like Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, just because I'm gay, I don't have to like everything. I have my own. Although I do love RuPaul. Yeah, a lot of gay people don't, but I do love RuPaul.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Okay, next question.
That was a bad question. I'm sorry.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
You kind of answered this question earlier, but maybe you can elaborate.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken drugs?
No, Chris, I haven't. Why do you want to talk about that? You know what's so funny about that? My friend Eric Sparks has a podcast where he talks about addiction, and he wanted me to talk about it. And I'm like, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing it, but I do think talking about things. Yes, I did drugs, and I think that I don't do them now, but I think that talking about mistakes, weaknesses is kind of healthy. And the thing about drugs, the thing being on this side of it, you hurt yourself a lot, but you really hurt the people around you a lot. Do you remember my cousin Julie Rodriguez flew all the way to Arizona to meet with me and talk to me? And and mentally, I just was not in a place where I could deal with all that, and I just feel it's so. I'm still embarrassed by that. And she was so sweet, and so
Well, I feel like this is so weird, but like drugs are so mainstream now. Like the
Yeah.
kids these days just talk about it so openly.
Yeah.
So ketamine, like back in the day, that was a party drug. Do you know ketamine is a form of therapy now?
It should be. It cured me.
Like they actually have clinics, ketamine clinics, where you can go and get high and talk about your problems.
I wouldn't use the word high. I would say that you go into an altered state where you can really see things in a different light.
That's what we call it now.
That's what hippies do. Now, do I think drugs are bad? Yes. I don't think drugs are for everybody, so I don't think you waste a lot of time on drugs. A lot of time. It's nonsense.
Well, now everyone does pot. Smokes pot. Everyone does.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
But I look back at why I did drugs. It was to medicate. I was, dealing with my family that kicked me out and not wanting me around. I had self-esteem issues. My mother and, it's weird because we would go to like an uncle or an aunt's house, and then I would go to the bathroom, and then they would be gone. They would just leave. They would always leave me, and so I always had these abandonment issues, and I just didn't deal with things right. So, being in a K-ho really took care of things nicely. No. Thank you. Next question.
Okay. Are my questions bad today?
No, but I remember the first K-ho that I was in. It sounds like I'm glamorizing drugs, and I'm not, but someone gave me a K-ho bump, and they told me, I said, let me go get some water. Do you know it felt like 10 hours to walk to the bar to get water and to come back. I was so lost. And, looking like Mitch McConnell. Oh, I know.
That's funny.
I know. Next question.
Are
Are you comfortable with your mom knowing that? Well, I mean, we're not druggies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't do drugs. So
Okay.
No.
Oh, so you're going to put it all on me. Okay. So, okay. All right, sure. Okay, next question. Let's move on. Did I answer that honestly? Because I want to be honest on this podcast.
Yeah, I just was hoping for something funny out of that question.
Well, I just think it's a little, here's my policy. When I was on drugs, I would never buy drugs when I'm high, but I would take free samples. I would do that. Okay, leave me alone. Is that funny? Leave me alone. God, next question.
All right.
Well, it's embarrassing to tell people that you were on, drugs. There's a lot of shame involved. Do you think I should do that podcast where I talk about it? I don't see the point.
No.
I know, but I might do it.
That chapter's closed.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
We've moved on. If you could start a charity organization, what would it be?
I would help people get fat. I would. If you like you're bulimic or you had food issues or you couldn't gain weight or whatever, maybe you made a wedding dress and you lost too much weight. You could come hang out with me, and I would call it the Gene Moore Treatment Center, sponsored by Little Debbie Snack Cakes, and you would just hang out with me for how long? Yeah, I would say I can help anyone gain 10 pounds quickly in a week.
Easily.
Give me a week, I'll give you 10 pounds. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Just eating and not doing anything. God, I'm so good at not doing anything and eating and making bad food choices. I'm your guy. Chris Christie, you want to be fat if you lose the election? Call me. I will help you. I do. And I think of, sometimes I remember I would think of hours of food ideas. Like I wanted to create, my boss at work, Dave, he's a marketing person, and we were talking about when you're on the go, and I like ice cream cones. So I was like, what if we put mashed potatoes in an ice cream cone and turkey and gravy, and you could eat it on the go? call it cone, and then we spelled out what it was. But we looked it up, and somebody already invented it. So I think that. And then for years I wanted to invent the nacho ball. The nacho.
Oh, that's right.
So you could go to the movies and eat nachos like a popcorn ball, but the ooey gooey cheese and all that would be inside. Yeah. Yeah, the nacho ball. That was an idea that I had. I've had so many ideas for food. I just love it. I love bad foods. I can make bad food decisions all the time, and I'm constantly researching. I know when you go to my bank account and you see all the fast food places, I'm researching. I'm looking for, things. Today I had I don't know how to say it. ¿Cómo se dice? Gyro?
Yeah, Euro.
Gyro? What is it?
I think it's Euro.
Is it Euro? Yeah, I felt so international having it. They had that thing, the tzatziki sauce. Thank you. I don't know what country makes that, but I sure do love it.
Greece.
Is it Greece?
Yeah.
Greece is the word. The word. It's the greatest movie ever.
I love that you're going to get Little Debbie to sponsor your charity.
Oh, without a doubt. Little Debbie's going to be like, we're there. We are there. Do you know what Little Debbie makes? I forgot to tell you this. I was at the Fancy Fries, the Rich People's Fries, and they have Little Debbie, like Nutty Buddy ice cream. They have the snack cake. They have all the ice creams in the flavors
the Nutter Butter?
Yeah, it's an ice cream now. And they have the snack cake. Do you want me to get one? I thought you would yell at me.
Wait, is it Nutter Butter or is it the Nutty Bar? Those are two completely different.
It's the Nutty Bar, the peanut butter one.
I love the Nutty Bar.
They made it into an ice cream, and that zebra cake is an ice cream, and yeah.
My every day when I was in high school, my lunch every single day was a Nutty Bar and a Mountain Dew.
Why? Did your mama not love you? That's sugar. Your mom packed your lunch, or did you pack it yourself? I can't imagine your mom doing that. She seems so sensible.
No, they had a vending machine.
Oh,
and
how much money did you get for lunch?
I don't know. Well, when I was like 16, I went to work, and then I just bought my own lunch.
Oh, and you would just have a Nutty Bar.
A Nutty Bar and a Mountain Dew.
You know what I had for lunch when I was in high school?
What?
Knuckle sandwiches, because they would always bully me. I had to eat by myself. I went from 7th grade to senior year. Senior year, I started making more friends, but I went where I would go to school and I would not talk all day. I did that a long time. No one was. I was like, and I really knew how to like wear invisible colors, like to blend in, so I wouldn't get beat up or followed, or But lunch and gym class terrorized me. It just caused me so much grief because I knew at lunch I never had anyone to sit with. If I sat with anyone, they would move. So
that's sad.
It made me tough.
Talk about trauma.
Is that trauma? I don't know. It made me tougher. But you know what it did? To this day, if I go somewhere and I see someone eating alone, I'll say, "Can I join you?"
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, and then they say, "No, get away from me, fag." No, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm back." Memories. No.
You know what? And like speaking of, what we were talking about with young people and being so sensitive, a little bit of trauma is good.
Chris,
no,
we're moving on. That's
not
it is.
Right. I think a little bit of hurt and pain is good. It
I don't think so, Chris.
Develops a stronger personality. It prepares you more for life.
Well, the truth is, at least in America, it's so expensive here. It's the land of the fee, and it's just people that are really aggressive, and it's this country moves fast, and it's mean. We like to say we're a Christian country and that we're nice, but that's not true. It's
we're all about money and
moving
rich
fast, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Next question.
That was it.
That's the last question. Let's go to the ice cream store and get the ice cream now. I didn't know you were going to be co-signing on that. I thought you were going to say you're trying to make me fat. So I am, because I like you fatter.
Well, I am blaming you for
you should
my recent weight gain.
You should, because that's me. I do my work. You were losing too much weight, and I can't stand that. I can't. And then what? You're going to lose weight and have self-esteem and leave me? No. No, I don't like you too skinny. I like you thicker. So please, can you just do something for me? So plus I like to have an eating partner.
Having an eating partner is great. Someone that you can just chow down with.
You can say this, Chris. We may not have yachts and caviar, but we have ate good. Because I can say, Chris, do you want some barbecue? Bitch, that sounds good, you know?
When we move on from this life into the next, we can look back and say, we ate some food.
We ate some food. We do eat some food. We do. But you're so funny. We don't know how to cook, so we eat out all the time. That's a lot. I remember, Ray Howard, when his mom died and we invited him over to our...
You made him come. I'm like, this is a bad idea.
For Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I think it was for Christmas, and you insisted that Ray come over for
well, I didn't
Christmas
want him to
dinner,
be alone.
and I knew it was a bad idea. I knew he was going to be disappointed in our Christmas dinner.
It was a wake-up call for me that most people don't microwave their whole dinner. Because we do that all the time. We go, like, the night before we go and get, Chinese or Mexican. We put it in the refrigerator. We reheat it in the microwave for Christmas. Like, it's a good deal. Like, I didn't think that was a bad thing. I thought everybody did that. That was cool. I know there are some people that actually cook, but... and we went to the honey ham, and we had the finest honey ham in the fixins. And he made fun of because he's like, he comes in, he's like, is dinner ready? And I'm like, oh, it'll just take 5 minutes. And he's like, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, help us take the cellophane off. It'll go quicker. He's like, what? Yeah, I think we ate dinner. He brought him here. We had a drink. We ate dinner, cleaned up, and we were all done like in an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I know. But he still makes fun of me for that. He still makes fun of me. And I think he hurt your feelings because he didn't say thank you to the microwave meal. We were offended. What? You think this is bad? Like, it really was a wake-up call for me. I'll never do that again. I didn't know. Now I know. I have class now. I know how to make a charcuterie board. How do you say?
I think you said it right.
Yeah, I know how to do that. I could whip that together in the microwave.
Put some cheese on a
and you know what? I would
board.
pre-microwave everything and put it in like silverware and plateware that looks like we baked it. Put some dirty dishes in the sink. Yeah, he really thought that was something.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sorry. We like to do things fast.
We don't have time to cook. We got to eat.
Yeah, we'll make. Yeah. So, anyways, that has been our show. This is Cheatmore in a pickle. Clearly, we need counseling. We're gonna go to couples counseling now. But anyways, we thank you for listening to the show, and thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and we appreciate everything. And we're turning all this into material, and we're gonna show you how that works. So, just make sure you could go to Gmore Comedy, even though it doesn't have any dates on there. I'm just now. Chris, just this week started emailing people for shows, so I have some August shows. Do you know I'm going to go to Holland, Michigan in October? Did you know that? Oh,
I knew you were going to go to Michigan. I didn't know when or where. So October?
I don't know if you want to go with me. I'm going to go in October. And so, I'm also going to have a comic stay at our house that week, but I'll be here just for a day. Is that okay?
A comics day?
No, his name is Ryan, and he's really nice. He's really funny. He's going to come here and do my show.
A comic stay.
Yeah, he's just going to stay. We're going to do the show, and he's going to stay in that room, and then I think he's flying to Utah. So, is that okay? He's very nice.
Yeah, I'll bring out the air mattress. And
thank you. The finest microwave food is waiting for you, Ryan.
I'll even wash his sheets before I put them on the air mattress.
Thank you, because we always do that for everyone. Why would we put dirty sheets?
I'm going to vacuum.
Yeah, and you, Ryan, you'll know that we love you because we'll have vacuum lines. Because in this house, nothing says love like vacuum lines. If we have vacuum lines that look like a field straight up and down, we love you. If we don't like you. I even vacuumed for Ray when Ray stayed here. Ray was a great guest when he was here.
He was, yeah.
Very good. He went right to sleep.
Yeah, he slept the whole time.
Little girl got drunk. Did you see how drunk he was at the show?
He was drunk.
God, he was like this. I'm like, Ray. Anyways, thank you. I'm so all over the place. Thank you for watching our show. This is Gene Moore podcast called In a Pickle. Thank you. And always remember, put away your shopping cart. It's what makes us good human beings. We just need to be nicer and be kind. And I know it's tough out there. Everyone's moving fast. Everyone's stressed. Everyone's super caffeinated. But we just need to slow down a little bit. Give somebody a smile. It's free. And make them feel good. And if they're ugly, make fun of them behind their back. This is Gene Moore. Come back and join us. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.